Do you get nervous to say no? And because of this, do you face many troubles in life? In this video, we will show you why you should learn this competence right away. Moreover, we will give 3 tips to help you overcome this challenge. The last tip can change your life. Once my nephew borrowed my credit card because he wanted to go to a restaurant to celebrate his first year of marriage with his wife. But he didn't have the money for that. Well, I made no objection since it was an important date. Then, my cousin mentioned a week promotion of a new store she didn't want to miss. Right, it is no big deal to lend my credit card for this matter, huh? 2 days after that, a friend of mine was in trouble because of a huge debt. I couldn't say no to a situation like that. Bad news? To make a long story short, after some months, I had a debt of $5,000 in that credit card. Worse news? Not even a penny was mine, but I had to deal with all of it. Does this sound familiar to you? Have you ever done something that you didn't want to just because you were ashamed to say no? Have you made an appointment just because you were too cautious not to disappoint someone? Also, have you lent your credit card just not to frustrate him or her? Well, you need to know you are in big trouble. Every time you put people in first place, they automatically may put you in second. This is agreed by Greg McHugh in the book Essentialism when he says, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. Today, we will help you to understand the necessity of saying no. More than that, we will show you ways to do that naturally with no fears. Since childhood, we are taught that we should always be the good kid in order to be accepted. This way, we grow up associating relationships with being condescending and submissive to our peers. Being good is not wrong, generally speaking. However, if this is misunderstood, it can lead to a whole path of self-denial even throughout the adulthood. Saying no is a sign of maturity because it implies that you have learned to look at yourself, your feelings, your necessities. Also, it indicates that you are no longer attached to people's personal opinions towards you. It occurs that saying no, especially to people we know, may bring us certain uncomfortable feelings, which may be hard to deal with. These feelings are extremely common in people who haven't developed their emotional competences. Then, they need to be always surrounded by other people's approval. This occurs basically because these people are not aware of their value in such a way that saying yes all the time seems to be the key to being loved and cared. The truth is that saying no may be unpleasant for the giver as well as for the receiver. It is somehow awkward and inconvenient. For some people, saying no even causes literal suffering through physical pain. If you came to this video, it seems you may fit some of these characteristics. Then, it is time to change. Here, you are going to learn tips to say no once for all. Tip number 1. Change your mindset about this topic. You need to create a whole different mindset about this. The first and most important thing to care about is your mind. Then, stop everything you're doing now and repeat right after me. I don't need to say yes for everything. Keep going. I am not the savior of people's problems. I cannot deny myself to please people. If I try to please everybody, I will please nobody, including myself. I do not need to pay a price in order to be loved. The world is not under my responsibility. If this is a great challenge for you, keep searching about the topic, watch videos, read books, talk to people with this maturity, dive into self-knowledge topics. If you understand it is necessary, go to a good therapist. and put this difficulty on the table. And don't forget, establishing your limits is a powerful key not to let your battery die once for all. Secondly, you can say no in a very polite way. Denying something does not mean to be rude. It means being sincere and loyal to yourself and to the others. If that aunt of yours has asked for your credit card because she wants to buy the ultimate ultra-power modern cell phone, you can simply say, "Sorry, aunt, I can't help you this time." If your colleague wants to add you in that project that is going to give you more 4 hours of hard work weekly and in which you are not interested, you may reply, "Thank you very much for thinking of my name, but at this moment I'm not interested or available." Or, "I can't commit to this at the moment. Thanks a lot." Thanking for the invitation is a way to establish the end of the topic in a respectful way. You can even consider mentioning somebody else's names for consultation by just saying, "I'm sorry I'm not available at this time, but thanks for the invitation anyway. I can mention some names for consultation. If you are interested, just let me know." In third place, be firm while you say no. Are you the kind of person who blushes while saying no to someone? Well, it's better to get red for a little while than being in trouble for a long time. Then, don't forget, a no without certainty is a yes with certainty. Then, if you can't do something, do not say you are going to think about it, that you will see it, that you will give the answer afterwards. Also, do not create a whole text and context. Don't beat around the bush. No is a complete sentence. There is definitely no reason to elaborate excuses or apologies. The less, the best. Remember, when you start saying no, you will probably upset some people, especially if you have said yes a lot of times already. But don't worry, this will pass and they will understand it sooner or later. It occurs that, in many cases, you have led people to think that it is your obligation to help them out. Learn to disappoint. It is time to settle barriers and limits. This is liberating. Plus, the ones around will start respecting you in your precious time. Be attentive to this observation. Learning to say no does not imply you will be a selfish person who never helps anybody. It is self-care. It is self-preservation. It means you are going to be loyal to your possibilities or impossibilities. Then ask yourself, can I do it? Do I have enough time? Am I feeling uncomfortable doing it? Is it a really important situation, or am I probably being used? Am I being asked to take more than I can handle? The answers to these questions will lead you to your right decision. So, next time you feel overwhelmed or pressured, take a breath and remember these tips. Saying no is not about shutting people out. It's about keeping your life balanced and fulfilling. Last but not least, say no helps you to separate the ones who really love you from the ones who are near you for convenience. That is, for the favors you can do to them. Maybe there isn't a receipt for success, but trying to please everybody is surely one for failure. From now on, say no is your new superpower. Use it wisely.